Hello viewer, I'm coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, going for a quick drive in my 335xi. So I've actually filmed a couple of videos since being here, but I wasn't really satisfied with them. I edited them and I ended up not using them. I did make a video explaining how I fixed the exhaust rattle on my car though, and people seem to like it. I hope it may become useful to you if you're having an exhaust rattle issue with this car. However, the main reason I'm making this particular video is to give an update on my situation with my car. So I made a video a few months ago that I released kind of late. Well, since then, I've done quite a few things since relocating to Tennessee. First order of business was I was continually having some major misfiring issues. The engine refused to idle at a consistent rate, so I dropped it off at a German shop and they had it for a few weeks just working out that and other things because my angel eyes weren't working, my tire pressure sensors were dead again for whatever reason. Yeah, stuff like that. I decided to just get it out of the way all at one time. I just have to. This stuff is not inexpensive stuff. Like, it really did put quite a dent. I mean, obviously no one wants to pay a whole bunch of money all at one time, especially after a move. But I just have to say that I've been really lucky and fortunate to be in the positions that I've been in when those specific things have happened. I couldn't just do this on any day. Even right now, I'm in a sort of position where I couldn't handle if something went really, really wrong. So anyway, onto the fun stuff. So after my angel eyes were fixed and my engine idled at a consistent rate, I ended up tuning to stage 1 on MHD. And I really liked it. I got a little bit of the burble tune, like barely any, but I enjoyed hearing that a bit. Actually, even before we left Charlotte, I tried an exhaust delete, a muffler delete. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the previous video. It droned so much, it was a little too annoying, so I ended up trying something new. I went online and I was watching videos of mufflers people use, and obviously you can go for a full exhaust system, but I just wanted to see if there was something different I could try. And there was this guy with an M3, I can't remember his channel name, I'll put it up here. He put cherry bomb mufflers on his BMW M3. And I was like, what on earth? But it didn't sound bad. And obviously things sound different in person, so there was no way for me to really know unless I tried it for myself. And cherry bomb mufflers don't cost a hell of a lot. So I figured, why not go for it? And honestly, I love them. Other people who've gotten to be in the car and hear them up close or be near my car have been like, hey, like that sounds kind of good. So far I've gotten good reception about it. I think it's a cool, different thing that just happened to work out, you know? But moving on back to performance, yeah, I tuned to stage 1. Everything was stock. I've had a lot of restored parts. My car had handled it well, but I was running basically stock. I just had the upgraded charge pipe. And then my radiator went out. It's not as much that it went out as it was that it was leaking a lot. I took my car in for an oil change and a coolant flush at Continental Motorworks, which I love them. They've been so helpful to me since coming here. They've really made me feel involved and informed with what's going on with my car. And the guys over there, a couple of them have N54s themselves, so I really feel like I'm in good hands with them. So yeah, Continental was doing the oil change and coolant flush when they realized that my radiator was leaking like crazy and it was a major problem. And so I asked, hey, would this be an optimal time to replace my intercooler? And he was like, yes, I would definitely recommend that. Part of the motivation for that is, of course, you can upgrade your tune by having a front mount intercooler or downpipes, catless downpipes. Those are things I wanted to get around to doing, but I've been prioritizing making sure that my car is running well and strong. Luck has not been on my side for the most part when it's come to that. However, I left my car with him for a few days while I got together the money to be able to handle the situation, and he found a deal for a Burger Motorsports intercooler. So I got my car back with a big high density race intercooler from Burger Motorsports. And I wasn't really sure what to expect. I wasn't sure if there'd be much of a difference at all. And he was like, hey, I hope you like turbo noises because this thing makes some noises when you're driving it. I was like, I don't mind, I love turbo noises. Well, well, first, when I went to pick up the car, made sure everything was okay. While I was with them, I flashed to MHD Stage 1 Plus. And when I left the shop, I got on it a little bit, and let's see if you can hear it. I'm in a prime place for this. You hear that? Hope you can. I'm gonna do it again. Let's do this. Coming around a bend. Okay. It's a little wet, so I should calm down. I'm gonna roll up the windows. So yeah, I like to say it sounds something like a jet on a runway. For me, this is pretty exciting because I've been really wanting to do performance upgrades, especially bolt-ons, because I've been really preoccupied just trying to make sure the car doesn't fall apart. So having an excuse to do something like this really made my day, and it really made it worth it, having to deal with an unpleasant situation that I wasn't fully prepared for. Now, the only problem that I'm having is under harsh load. I did it yesterday, I think. The 30FF light came on, and obviously it was like engine malfunction, power's been reduced. I looked it over, and you know the 30FF code most likely if you know these cars. Obviously, I don't want it to be that the turbos are going out, but I don't think that's what it is. Either it's a vacuum issue, even though I've had my vacuum lines replaced and I have an upgraded charge pipe. They seem to be perfectly intact. So part of me is wondering if it's the air intake, because I still have a stock air intake. With the research that I've done, looking through the forums, a lot of people do in fact prefer the stock air intake. So I figured I'd just stick with mine, at least until further notice. But I am personally wondering if I got a dual cone intake, it would handle high RPMs better. And some people were saying that, and a lot of stuff seems so opinion based though, so I figured why not give it a shot. I already ordered some dual cone intakes that were on back order from the RSF, so they're gonna come in soon. I'm gonna see if it makes a noticeable difference in performance. I mean, otherwise my car's been running fantastic since I've gotten it back. And of course there are things I've got to do because it's an N54. And of course there are things that I want to do. Originally I did not have power goals for this car because, I mean, I just like having a good car. I figured I'd just try to make it reliable and bulletproof it. Let's do this again. Yeah, so that hasn't gotten old quite yet. It's beautiful right now because it's fall. The trees are all different colors, and being here in Tennessee, it really is an amazing sight. Maybe you can see some of the scenery behind me. Yeah, that's about the full gist of it. The highlights have definitely been meeting the guys at Continental. They have been amazing to me. Like I said, I cannot stress that enough. Getting the intercooler, fantastic. Like, I really love it, and it makes me excited about upgrading and doing downpipes. And obviously I'm hoping that maybe the DCIs will make a difference with how my car handles high RPMs. Right now, my horsepower goal is 400. I am considering experimenting with E85, but right now I'm really wanting to see how my car handles being in this new state, and I really do not want to have fuel pump issues right now if I'm not already having them. Which leads me to one more thing. I have a couple shadow codes, and it's 2FDA and 2FCA. I'll put them up on the screen right now. While I'm driving, I can't really remember them off the top of my head, but one of them is a power-related issue that I don't really understand. I did some research, and a lot of people were giving a lot of different responses. Some people said that, oh, this didn't really mean anything, it's just a code that showed after the new software update. Others were saying, well, it could have to do with your battery, it could have to do with your fuel pump. I wouldn't be surprised if it had something to do with either the high pressure fuel pump or the low pressure fuel pump. Those are situations that I'm not looking forward to, and I'm hoping won't just sneak up on me while I'm trying to recover from what I just had to handle. But meanwhile, I am obviously enjoying the ride. So next up, the most exciting thing happening will be Import Alliance, the fall meet. And it's going to be in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We were supposed to go to the one in Atlanta in spring with my friend LJ at No Clutch Garage. However, obviously the pandemic happened and we had to be safe, and the meet was canceled. Actually, it was pushed off to summer and it had to be canceled again, and we ended up being able to transfer our tickets to the fall meet instead. That's what we're doing in a couple of weeks, and I am honestly stoked. He's still in Charlotte, so he's going to be coming out here again. So he's going to be coming out here for us to meet up. He and his wife will get to hang out in Nashville, and we can show them around a bit, and we can drive up to Kentucky for Import Alliance. And it's kind of funny because he'd have to come out here anyway, as he had an issue with this car maybe a little over half a year ago that's really put him in an awful situation. But he got a really good deal with Gassan Automotive, and they're currently building his car out in Oregon, I believe. Is it Oregon? Oklahoma. It's the other O state. It is likely that he'll be coming out here sooner than Import Alliance to pick up his car, and he'll likely go through Nashville. So when I've got him out here, maybe I'll harass him and get him to tell you guys some about his build, because it is truly awesome. He's the one who got me into my specific car, into the BMW community, and with all the positive and negatives, I am pretty happy with the position I'm in and in the car that I'm in. So thanks, LJ. I also forgot to mention that he got me a good deal on an oil catch can. I didn't install video on that, but it didn't turn out great, so I don't plan on uploading it. Oh, and one more thing. I got Burger Motorsports cowl filters, so I was able to take off all that plastic crap from the front of the engine bay and replace it with those cute little things that go over the vent. I don't know. But all in all, this car is much easier to deal with. It's much more fun to drive, and I'm definitely having a much better time than I've been having lately. That's where we stand right now. Continental also did a really good job with installing my intercooler, and I think that it looks amazing from the front of the car. I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the way that they've handled my car. Realize I can't brag about Continental enough. Anyway, I hope you'll consider coming back to this channel to hang with me again. And thank you for watching. I'm gonna give you guys one more good pull. Not yet. Not yet. Give it a good listen. Still going! Alright guys, thank you for watching. Catch you next time.